I was making it this much too complicated before, so let's just simplify it and make it easier. I'm just gonna live stream normally on my phone. I want to preview some of my videos and that kind of stuff, but that's fine. So let me I'm trying to think of the best way to set this thing up, because I need to do some stuff on my computer. This is like me looking at some of my random videos. So actually this is a power up kind of video. I'm gonna power up this Mewtwo. I'm gonna complete. I should have 20 candies or so left. So let me just set you guys up over here. Unable to start stream. Check your connection. Why is that the case? Okay, I think I have you guys appropriately set up. I'm having a lot of trouble with the stream, but that's quite alright. Actually, I'm gonna set you guys up over here, make this like a slightly better angle. I'm gonna power this up. I'm gonna do my first Twitter poll. Which one should I power up? And then I'm gonna check out. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. If anyone's still tuning in after my many starts and stops. Okay, let's see here. I'm just gonna link this here. Watch here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Who's ever still on the stream. Pokémon here. Boom. Okay. So the first option is gonna be either gonna be a Muck, a Murkrow. Let me know if you guys can hear you. Okay, perfect. Thank you. This was a lot more complicated, and as well I didn't have as much time as I wanted to do this, because I was grinding towards 100,000 berries, but that's fine. Okay, let's set this up for I'll set this up for a 5-minute poll. So check out my Twitter, guys, if you aren't already. Boom. Okay, let's set that up. So I'm gonna power up this Mewtwo. This is 15, 14 Mewtwo. Obviously, this is a kind of a meta Pokemon, so not really that fair to include, but that's fine. How is everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's doing well. Okay, perfect. Let's see how people are voting so far. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, or just comment below on what I should be powering up. $100,000. Okay. Gonna finish powering up this Pokemon. Maybe 5 minutes wasn't enough. Do you guys see my tweet on Twitter? Let me know if you guys do. Indicating what Pokemon I should be powering up. Okay, let me see here. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. This first one. Okay. We have some early votes in. Looks like Muck is slightly in the lead. Muck is a good one. It's a poison type Pokemon. Okay. We'll just roll through. I'm gonna power up 8 Pokemon. You guys can ask me questions or whatever you guys are interested in. Obviously, this is just a Mewtwo. Just another Mewtwo. I think I have 6 Mewtwo's at this point. Okay, lots of people like Muck. And then one more time. So this is hey Kaito, how's it going? Okay, this live stream I made it way too complicated. Now I've simplified it. So now I have 6 Mewtwo's. Oh man, I actually don't have enough candy to power this up. Actually, I think I already spent all my rare candy. Okay, so I'll just max it tomorrow. I actually brought it to level 39.5, which is fine. I'll do that as my. So right now I think I have 142 max or 41 max Pokemon. So let's see how people are voting. Well, okay, some votes for Sharpedo. So don't forget to check on Twitter. How's it going, Ryan? How's it going, everybody? Don't forget to check on Twitter. No love for Solrock, I guess. And no one's interested in Solrock, which is fine. So I have 141, 42 max Pokemon. I do want to get to 150, which I will. Pretty close after this Mewtwo and the 8 Pokemon that I'm gonna power up. So if you guys are interested in seeing the candidates for powering up, even though the time's almost up, hopefully I have enough candy for this. Yes, I do. Muck, Murkrow, which I definitely have enough candy for. This Murkrow here. I already have a maxed out Sharpedo, but I do want 2 Sharpedos, one with water moves. So this one has dark moves, and then I want to power up this other one, which also has dark moves, but I have enough candy for both of them, thankfully, because of the event. Okay, polling is ending. Let's see here. Let's see what people are in the last one. I think those are the 4 options. Okay, polling. Oh, it looks like it's a tie between Sharpedo and Muck, possibly. We'll see. Well, Sharpedo kind of came out of nowhere. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Thank you, Kaito, for tweeting. Okay, let's see here. Okay, polling is ending. What is the result gonna be? Normally Twitter would tell me. Okay, final result. Muck and Sharpedo. You know what? Because we're on a live stream. Thank you for those that have subscribed. I'm just gonna power up both. Why not? That'll put me over 150 Pokemon, but that's fine as well. So here, this Muck has Poison Jab, Gunk Shot, which is probably its ideal poison moveset. So I'm just gonna power this up right now. I'm gonna go probably down to like around 13 million dust, depending on what you guys want. Actually, I'm gonna set up while I'm powering up this one, just so it's not as boring. I'm gonna start powering up, and then as well, I'm gonna set up the next Twitter poll here. This one's gonna be interesting. I try to make it as themed as possible. I need to just do a couple things here. How's it going, John? So next one is gonna involve Butterfree, Venomoth. Okay, I realize I have to power up 2 Pokemon here. Beedrill. Both all kind of like fun Pokemon. Beedrill. I forget what Muck goes to. Or Umbreon. This Umbreon's actually kind of interesting because it's like a level 2 Umbreon. Okay, let me just go here, copy the wording. Any thoughts on the current event? Okay, so thoughts on the current event. So I think it is a very good event in the sense that, fighting Pokemon is something that a lot of people need. They're obviously very meta. There's obviously 2 shinies out, which obviously interests a lot of people. There's a lot of dust. from raids. Like 3,000 dust or 4,500 if you're on star pieces is a lot of dust compared to, when they first released dust for raids. I thought at first I was happy because obviously I do a lot of raids, but I didn't want to make it so overpowered that it would prevent people from grinding. So I think like 500 was the appropriate amount before, and so obviously setting it at 3,000, which is 6 times as much, is very, very OP, and obviously pretty crazy. But I think so. And then the tier 3 raid bosses, like I think they're kind of interesting. They're here for a short period of time. Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, as Kaita Nolan has posted on her channel, is like they're pretty tough. Like they're pretty challenging, especially when you compare them to like one of their counterparts, Machamp. That's because like Machamp's defense is like 169-ish, if I recall correctly, and then theirs is like 211, 213. So it makes a pretty big difference. As well, like Hitmonchan has like a pretty wide move pool. I think it's the only other Pokemon that has more than 3, besides Mew and Mewtwo, that has more than 3 charge moves. So Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Close Combat, and Fire Punch. So obviously it makes it pretty interesting, and this high defense makes it kind of tricky to do things. So, but still like really interesting. Obviously Breloom. All these like fighting Pokemon are good and interesting. So I'm just gonna turn down my brightness on my tablet so it doesn't run out of power. I'm gonna set up the next Twitter poll right now. I'm gonna set it to 5 minutes. I thought that was a good amount of time. And then here we go. So let's finish off powering up this Pokemon. Hey Julio. So overall, I think like a good event. Like these fighting Pokemon are at least good, like pretty good. Like, obviously, Machamp is the meta for a lot of things right now. So overall, what do you guys think of the current event? Obviously, it does come off the backs of like the triple dust event that we just finished. I kind of wish we had like a little break between it, but like I can't complain too much as long as it's helpful and useful to people. So, how many of you guys have seen a level 40 muck before? Okay. Let's see. Do you guys see the poll? Hopefully it's showing up on people's timelines. Okay, there you go. Level 40 muck. And then the other one was Sharpedo. Hopefully there's not another tie. Who's the strongest trainer that you've ever seen? I don't. I guess it depends on what you mean by strongest trainer. I think there's like a lot of factors in criterias. Towards that, it's kind of like very subjective, depending on what you mean. Like if you mean like the trainer with like the most catches I've ever seen, obviously like Brandon Tan, someone who plays the game to such an extreme extent, I'd say like Fubar in Norway comes to mind. Obviously, a lot of my soloist friends come to mind as well. Oh man, why isn't more? 1 second. Come to mind as well. So it really depends on what you mean by strongest trainer. It's kind of a battle. I'm not sure. Battle wise, like the battle mechanics are pretty simple in this game. I think. Oh yeah, I don't know. Battle wise, like we'll see when PvP comes out. Battle wise, who's the quote unquote strongest trainer? I'm not really too certain, but still a good question. I'm just gonna. Oh man, why is my live stream not showing? Can you guys actually see my power-ups? Because like at least when I go, let me just restart my app here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Oh, there you go. There you go. We are back online. That's good. Let's go to the chat here. But like, you know, I know she's my girlfriend, but I think like, you know, Kaito Nolan has done a lot of amazing things, and Julio has done a lot of amazing things, and Varun and lots of these people have done like incredible solos that have been seemingly impossible to do. Soul Rapture, how's it going? So, okay, here's a question coming up from PS4 Fanboy. Do you miss maps for raids and for hundos? Or hundreds? So I mean like 100% Pokemon or high IV Pokemon. That's a good question. So, yes and no. So I miss them for raids for sure. I do like the, you know, community aspect, like where you have to communicate with each other, and like trying. And now I know the names of gyms more often. When before I would like, you know, obviously just click the location and go to Google Maps and just go there. But now I know like, you know, Chinese Railroad Memorial, or you know, Aluminum or whatever. All these like names of gyms in Toronto. So that's like been useful, like another added piece of knowledge that I wouldn't have had before. But it does make it very challenging because, like, people report legendary raids, but they don't, like, report, like, tier 4s or tier 3s or even some tier 2s. So it makes it challenging to those ones. And as well, it makes it challenging, even more challenging, somewhat unnecessarily, to do some of these challenges because they require specific movesets. So you kind of, like, drive around mindlessly or travel around mindlessly going for it. And in terms of, like, hundreds, yeah, like, I do have a lot of 100% Pokemon, as you can see, but, like, to be honest, like, 2 or 3 weeks before maps went down, like, I kind of turned off, like, Discord notifications just to give me a little bit more peace of mind, and there wasn't really necessarily anything that I needed from it, so there's no point in me, like, you know, constantly monitoring that chat and, you know, running out and chasing things. Not that I don't enjoy it, there's obviously a degree of thrill for it. So this is my second Sharpedo. Hopefully I can TM this one to Water Boost, so starting my Sharpedo army. Oh my gosh, there's a... Okay, there was 6 votes. And it says a 3-way tie. But it looks like I'm just gonna... Yeah, it's a 3-way tie. I'm not gonna power up all 3. I'm gonna just power up one of them. And it looks like, according to my Twitter post, even though it doesn't really make sense, 34%, looks like Twitter has picked Umbreon. This is like kind of a tiny level 2, 100% Umbreon.